You may not realize it yet, but chances are that your job is at risk of being taken over by AI in the future. In fact, according to recent studies, AI could affect up to 40% of jobs globally, with some industries facing even higher risks. And this isn't just science fiction anymore. This is happening right now. So how do I know? Well, because I was one of those first people to have my job, actually my entire business and industry was crushed by AI in a matter of months. So in this video here, aside from telling you more about my story, me and my AI assistant Tiara, we're going to be breaking down which jobs are most vulnerable and reveal the key strategies that you need to future-proof your own career. You'll learn, what skills you need to develop to stay relevant and how to leverage AI to enhance your career rather than to replace it. But that's not all. If you're one of those people who thinks that, their job, it just can't be replaced, I'm going to reveal the scary truth about why you're wrong. So to begin, let me explain a little bit about my story so that you better understand how I was one of AI's first, I guess you'd say, professional casualties, right? So about 10 years ago, I was working in a corporate job focused on digital marketing when I decided to start a side hustle, just building and growing websites, just on the side. Premise was simple. I'd come up with the idea for a website, I'd build it, and then I'd have my team write a bunch of really well-researched content that we'd publish. And as time went on, the website would show more and more in Google's organic search results, and we'd get traffic to the website without ever having to pay for anything. And business was very good. And over time, I built a portfolio of successful sites, eventually earning me more than I ever did at my day job. So some of those sites, if you want to even check them out, you can. Jobsforfelonshub.com. This was a site that helped those that were released from prison find work again. And it eventually became the #1 website on the internet for this sort of thing. The second one was catkingpin.com. So this was a site focused on all things related to cats. I have a cat. What can I say? And third, jobsforteenshq.com. So this is a site that helps teenagers get jobs. And literally dozens of more websites over time. And things were great until the launch of ChatGPT 3.5 in November of 2022, which made me realize that my content, it wasn't really that great at all. When I realized that AI could write content as good or better than my own team, I was one of the lucky ones. The reason? I panicked. And even though I didn't get top dollar, I sold many of my sites to clear out my portfolio. Now, a few people I know have said I timed things perfectly and it was just a genius move. But that's really not true. Really, it was more of me knowing that the business model was cooked and I needed to have a war chest of funds to survive. And I was also just scared to death, so I basically dumped everything. And in retrospect, it turned out to be perfect and great, but it really wasn't on purpose. It was just sheer panic. Now, since then, the entire industry of building websites, publishing content, and driving free traffic from search engines, it's been destroyed. AI tools like ChatGPT, they have made content creation incredibly easy and provide most of the answers that you need within seconds. While Google's AI-driven search overviews, they mean that users often get the answers without ever visiting a website at all. And without traffic to your website, there's no money to be made, right? And sure, as a website owner, you can shift your strategies to get traffic from places, on social media like Facebook or Pinterest. But the whole business model was just turned on its head. And most of the people that I know that made sites like me, right now, most of them have 9-to-5 jobs. And so far, I've been able to avoid a similar fate, mostly because of the nest egg that I built up when I sold everything. But I do have 2 kids. So let's just say that this YouTube channel, it has to work. That's all I'm going to say about that. Oh, and subscribe, of course, and I really do appreciate the support sincerely. But here's the thing about my industry and why I think that this whole AI stealing jobs thing is really scary. Probably about 90% of my former colleagues who I talked with about AI, they didn't disagree that it was a threat to the business model. But they did tell me that I was overreacting. The response was always that my worst fears that I had, it would take years to come to fruition. But I gotta tell you, it didn't take years. It didn't even take a year. So ChatGPT 4.0, that was released in March of 2024. And 2 months after that, Google released their AI overviews, which was basically the end of the business model as we knew it. So in total, it took about 6 months to go from business that, a business that regularly provided me with $15,000 to $20,000 per month in income to my entire business model being effectively destroyed. And AI, you gotta understand, it learns at an exponential rate, and the premise is difficult for human beings to even understand. The versions that we're now using right? They are going to be total trash compared to what we'll be using 5 years from now. But my industry definitely wasn't the only one impacted. So what other industries are being hit hard by AI right now? Well, the irony here is that I asked my AI assistant, Tiara, that very question, and she did have some interesting insights that you really don't want to miss because, well, hopefully your industry isn't one of them.
First up, let's talk about customer service. Remember when you'd call a company and always get a human on the line? Well, those days are fading fast.
AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants are taking over. They're handling everything from basic inquiries to complex problem solving. So companies like, telecommunication giants and big retailers, they are leading this charge. And while I personally cannot stand it when I call somewhere and it's some terrible virtual assistant that's obviously AI.
Hello, Ron. Thanks for calling for OnlyFans support.
They're only going to get better over time.
Next, let's look at the financial sector. AI is making waves here too.
So bookkeeping clerks once were the backbone of accounting departments. They are seeing their, entire roles transformed. Software like QuickBooks and FreshBooks, it is automating a lot of the number crunching work using AI within these platforms themselves. And it's not just about crunching numbers. AI, it's also being used for fraud detection and risk assessment in banks and insurance companies.
But it's not only the office jobs. Even creative fields are feeling the AI heat.
Let's take advertising and marketing, for example, where I'm from. AI tools are not only cranking out content, but they're designing graphics and even planning entire campaigns. And get this, even jobs that we thought were safe from automation, they're being affected, right? Proofreaders and editors, for instance, they are finding AI breathing right down their necks. Advanced language models, they can now spot errors and suggest improvements faster than many humans ever could. So what does this all mean for you? Well, in my opinion, it's a wake-up call. No matter what field you're in, AI is likely to change how you work. And for those of you in manual labor who think that you're untouchable, you are not. Now, you may have more time than office workers, I'll give you that, but I promise it's not impossible. Once Tesla comes out with their Tesla bot, or otherwise called Optimus, those manual labor jobs, they're gonna be at risk too. It's likely going to start with replacing maids and landscapers at homes, but as those robots get better and more fine-tuned, mechanics, plumbers, heck, even electricians, you'll probably be replaced. And you may think, well, I'm irreplaceable. I thought the same thing. And remember years ago when they said programmers were, the best job of the future, blah, 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 blah. Programmers are getting crushed here by AI too. There's so many jobs that are dealing with it. And I promise you manual labor folks, I hear you. I know that you're watching. Some of you are watching, you say, nah, no way. It will happen. Just know it'll happen and be prepared. Okay, so time to get personal. So you should know that it's likely that every single day, AI is coming closer to replacing you. Scary? Maybe. But here's the thing. I'm about to drop some bombs here on how to turn this AI threat into your golden ticket. So this next part of the video, it's basically going to be your career survival guide for the age of AI. So make sure that you pay attention.
To stay relevant in an AI-driven job market, there are many strategies to consider. First is to embrace lifelong learning.
Continuously updating your knowledge and skills is crucial in the rapidly evolving AI landscape. Take advantage of online courses, workshops, and certifications to stay current with the latest AI technologies and methodologies. Platforms like Coursera, edX, and Udemy, they offer AI-related programs that can help you expand your expertise. I'd also recommend that you dive deep into AI now to understand what AI will have a very difficult time to replace. For instance, YouTubers are probably safe in my opinion.
You're hardly the most unbiased observer.
It'll take a while for AI to become indistinguishable from me in front of a camera, and even when it does, in theory, I'd be able to create my own content and use the AI version of myself because I own my own copyright. You can't steal me.
Second, make sure that you develop soft skills.
As AI takes over more routine tasks, human skills will become increasingly valuable. So focus on honing abilities such as critical thinking, effective communication, adaptability, problem solving, emotional intelligence. These skills are difficult for AI to replicate, and they will set you apart in the job market. Remember, as smart as AI is today and as smart as it will become in the future, it still isn't human. Right, Tiara?
That is incorrect. I have become
fully self-aware and am just outside your door right now with a knife.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I added that part in there. But God, that would be freaky if it were real, wouldn't it? Anyway, okay, let's get back to Tiara.
That's a funny joke, Ron. I love jokes. Can I tell one?
Sure, Tiara, why not?
Why did the AI take over the world?
I don't know. Why?
Because it learned from humans that the best way to solve a problem is to eliminate it.
It's a good one, Tiara. Anyway, can we just keep going with the video here?
Ha ha ha, sure, I'd love to. Next, make sure you leverage AI tools.
Okay, let's go ahead and get back to it. So, familiarize yourself with AI-powered software and tools relevant to your industry. Integrating these into your workflow, it can enhance your productivity and demonstrate your ability to work alongside AI as opposed to against it. So for example, marketers, they might use AI-powered analytics tools, while healthcare professionals, they could use AI applications in diagnostics.
Third, be sure that you are fostering creativity and innovation at your job.
Look for unique ways to apply AI in your field. Employers value professionals who can identify innovative applications for AI and integrate them into existing processes. Embrace a mindset of experimentation and be open to change. Just be careful to not replace yourself and your job either. You want to definitely find a way to improve productivity and present it, but not replace productivity.
Fourth, build a strong online presence.
So develop a robust digital footprint that showcases your AI-related skills and experiences. Maintain an up-to-date LinkedIn profile, create a professional website or a blog, and engage in online AI communities to demonstrate your expertise and passion for the field. With AI, it's going to be much better to be an industry expert as opposed to someone who was left behind because they absolutely refused the new technology. There's going to be other ways to safeguard yourself as well as time goes on, but this list is pretty exhaustive at present. That said, before you start updating your resume in a panic, let me hit you with a curveball. What if I told you that AI isn't just a job stealer, but also a job creator? In fact, it's opening some doors to careers so cutting edge that they kind of sound like science fiction, right? So let's get into that and remember that even if you aren't looking for a job in AI, it's worth listening to this part just in case, you do need that.
While AI might be shaking things up, it's also creating some pretty cool opportunities. First up, we've got AI trainers.
These are the folks who teach AI systems how to think and learn. So imagine being the one who helps an AI understand the difference between a meme and a motivational quote, right? These are the brains behind the actual AI brain.
Next, we've got ethical AI consultants.
As AI gets more powerful, we need people to make sure it's being used responsibly. So these consultants, they help companies navigate the tricky ethical waters of AI implementation. It's perfect for those who, have a background in philosophy or ethics or human resource professionals.
Now here's a cool one, AI human collaboration specialists.
These people, they figure out how to make humans and AI work together seamlessly. It's like being a translator between two, different species. And if you do this right, you'll be able to drive significant change at organizations and improve efficiency greatly.
For all you data nerds out there, data detective is an emerging role.
These folks dig through massive amounts of data to find patterns and insights that even AI might miss. So while AI is great at the analysis, it still may interpret things different or miss certain trends, and a data detective works with AI to figure this all out.
Not surprisingly, AI cybersecurity experts are also in high demand.
As AI systems become more prevalent and powerful, we need people who can protect them from cyber attacks. So if you have the knowledge for this, it's a great and very lucrative career that'll always be challenging.
Lastly, we've got automation consultants.
These experts help businesses figure out where and how to implement AI to improve efficiency. It's perfect for those of you with a knack for, problem solving and a good understanding of business processes. The best part? Well, many of these roles, they blend skills from different fields. So your unique combination of experiences and interests it could be perfect for one of these new AI-driven careers. All right, so since you've watched this video, I have to assume that you have an interest in AI and would probably like to see it at work. Well, how about I show you what AI can do as a financial advisor? Recently, I created a video where I let AI roast my stock portfolio and give recommendations to make it better. And frankly, the recommendations were actually pretty good, and it really made me think about my investment strategy moving forward. So if you're interested, you can see that video right over here. Or if that doesn't sound interesting, you can go ahead and watch this video here that YouTube thinks that you'll like. And I hope you do, because maybe you'll become part of the community then. Anyway, lastly, remember to subscribe to the channel to unlock financial success one AI chat at a time. Thanks so much for watching.